Hello and welcome. In this short time we have together, I would like us to think about how we use the Mental Capacity Act to guide our practice and the people we support. To do this, we're going to explore a scenario with actors. I'm not a real consultant. So, let's see Stevie's story. Stevie is 34 years old and is 37 weeks pregnant. She has a diagnosis of learning disability and autism. Stevie lives alone since her partner Victor recently left. Victor is alleged to have been violent and controlling towards Stevie by Stevie's mother Isa. Isa has a long history of severe mental health issues. As a child, Stevie spent time in care when her mother was admitted to a psychiatric hospital. Stevie had a son, Fergie, when she was 15 years old, and this child was taken into care. Stevie has sporadic supervised contact with Fergie. Stevie has no contact with Fergie's dad. Stevie has few friends and rarely leaves her home due to her chronic anxiety and shyness. But she is fiercely independent. Stevie does have a good relationship with her support worker, Mina. She also has a new social worker, Bobby. Though Stevie will attend health appointments with her obstetrician, she struggles to engage in any meaningful discussion around her pregnancy, though will happily chat about her pet cat, Tom. The obstetrician, Francis, has arranged an appointment with Stevie and the midwife, Edith, and the anaesthetist, Eric, and the health visitor, Margot, to discuss pain relief during labour. The team are concerned that Stevie may not have the mental capacity to make her own decisions about pain relief, so they plan to assess her mental capacity for choosing pain relief options today.
Hi, Stevie. Hello, Stevie. Nice to see you again today. Last time we met, we agreed you would meet with Edith to discuss pain relief options for when you go into labour. Can you recall meeting with Edith? Can you tell us what options you discussed?
All of them.
Can you recall the different options we discussed?
What else did we talk about, Stevie?
I could have a needle or something.
It's called an epidural, where we give you an injection in the back and that numbs you from the waist down so you won't feel any pain when you have the baby. You might recall I showed you the type of needle we use.
Did you have one of those when you had your first baby?
It hurt when it went in.
Can you tell us about any other pain relief options that you discussed with Edith?
Tell Dr. Francis what we talked about yesterday.
I can't remember.
Remember, your mum wants you to have a natural birth with no pain relief.
I'm scared. Will it hurt too much?
Can you recall the other pain relief options that we discussed, such as diamorphine or the TENS machine? We even spoke about hypnosis.
No drugs. Mum says drugs are bad.
And what about the TENS machine?
She's scared she'll get an electric shock.
I need to go home. My cat Tom, he'll be afraid on his own.
So which method would you prefer, Stevie? It's your choice, Stevie.
Can we go home? I need to go home now.
So, let's reflect on what we've just seen. Okay, so the questions I want you to really think about are: were all options clearly communicated to Stevie? Could Stevie retain the relevant information about each option? What did the team do to help support Stevie to make the decision? Is there enough evidence that Stevie can weigh up the information she has been given to make an informed choice? Do you feel Stevie was able to communicate an informed decision? What reasonable adjustments could have been made in preparation for Stevie's meeting? Could Stevie's support worker help her to understand options ahead of the meeting and plan what she wants to say? How can we help Stevie make an informed decision? Or at least play as full a part as possible in the decision-making process? Consider communication aids such as pictures. Go through each option one at a time.
Can you remember when you gave birth to Fergie? Was that painful? And what can the hospital do to help you this time?
Stevie, I've brought some things to show you, all the different options for pain relief. Do you remember we spoke about them before? We talked about the diamorphine, didn't we? That's just a painkiller that's administered through the hand. And then there's also the epidural. Do you remember we talked about that? It goes in your back.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
good big needle.
Oh, it was too painful. Give me nightmares.
Oh. Well, this is a TENS machine. Do you remember I mentioned this before? It won't give you an electric shock. It's just little pads that go on your back. And to touch it, look, I'll put it on my arm so you can see it's not going to hurt you. When you feel
Give Stevie time to think. Pick up on the cues for what she wants and doesn't want, and reflect them back to her to check her understanding.
So what do you think of that, Stevie?
What else could the team do to support Stevie to understand her options to make a decision? Stevie has a diagnosis of learning disabilities and anxiety. Is there any evidence her learning disabilities and/or her anxiety are impacting on her ability to make the decision? Dr. Francis, Stevie's obstetrician, has concluded that Stevie lacks capacity to make a decision about pain relief.
Stevie is unable to retain and weigh relevant information about her pain relief options due to her learning disabilities and her anxiety impacting on her ability to process new information and to be able to recall and use relevant information to consider the advantages and disadvantages of each option.
Dr. Francis therefore calls a best interest meeting to reach a decision.
Stevie was in quite a lot of distress for quite a lot of weeks after her last birth. And therefore, I believe we need to consider some form of pain relief.
Well, her mum is very opposed to pain relief, and I think Stevie's anxious because of this.
We did look at several different options for pain relief, but Stevie indicated she did not want the TENS machine. Even when supported with her anxiety, she could not get past the fear of this option.
Following the best interest meeting, Dr. Francis felt the best option was to use an epidural. Dr. Francis explained the decision and talked through the epidural procedure step by step, leaving Stevie with accessible information and with the support of her mum and Mina. By ensuring Stevie is involved at every stage of the decision-making process, and by putting reasonable adjustments in place to support Stevie to engage, speak up, and make choices, the best outcome will be achieved. To do this effectively, we need to follow the Mental Capacity Act principles. Stevie, her mum, Mina, and the doctor has concluded the meeting with positive outcome. For Stevie, this is just a start, and the Mental Capacity Act will help other health and social care professionals to support Stevie in decision making for her after the birth. For more information about the Mental Capacity Act, click the link below. Thank you and goodbye.